Welcome to Mondays with Dale. This is a weekly call that we do to keep everybody connected. I'm big on family. I'm big on our team is a family. And because of that, I want our family to know each other and be successful together. So the reason I put this together, again, create a family atmosphere to keep people up to date and informed. You can't, in my mind, you can't build a strong network marketing business if you aren't constantly up to date on what's going on, if you aren't constantly informed of what is going on, whether it be within our group or within the corporate structure of My Daily Choice. You need to know what's going on. You need to build relationships with people maybe outside of your own friend base, okay? And so by coming on here, you can see some of the same people that come on each week and show themselves. And by that, you can get to know who's active in the business. And then when you meet them, say if you're at the office in Kenya or wherever you might be, and you meet somebody like this, you've already got a connection. You can create a relationship. You know, I'm very excited because this is our week for our international convention. I'll be leaving on Wednesday to go to Las Vegas, and I'll be there until Sunday. We've already been told that our company's going to be adding at least 2 new product lines, 2 new businesses to our umbrella of businesses. The company is expanding, it's growing, not only growing as far as market share, as far as the amount of products we sell, but again, around the world. We're extending ourselves throughout Europe, throughout Eastern Europe, into Russia, into Asia, into South America. Our company is growing everywhere. So again, you need to be informed. You need to be connected. And so the other thing you always hear me talk about is communication. You have to be up to date. You have to communicate through this call or some of the other calls that I'll point out in just a few minutes. Okay. So as far as communication is concerned, if you're new to this call, and please have a piece of paper and a pen so you can write a couple things down. My personal phone number, which you're all welcome to use, is the +1 1-802-343-9075. Again, 1-802-343-9075. You can use that number to get me on a phone, messaging me on Telegram, on WhatsApp, on Viber. There's so many ways that you can reach out to me. So, when you have questions, feel free to text me. Some people call me and we chat. I had a nice conversation with a lady from Tanzania last night. Again, I want you to have access. Another way you can reach out to me is through my Facebook. My address is obviously facebook.com/Dale Franklin. That one out. Again, that's Dale Franklin .378. Alex, can you please keep yours, because we're getting a lot of background noise. Thank you. So that's 2 different ways you can reach out to me. If you're friend me on Facebook, I'll certainly accept it, and that'll give us a chance to we can use Messenger to talk that way. So again, I'm giving you a lot of different ways you can reach out to me if you need me. Also, I want to share my screen and just show you something else. You can also keep up to date on a lot of stuff that's going on with our company through my website. This is my own personal website that Barb DeZettis, one of my associates, created. It's dalefranklin.net. Okay, and the reason I'm showing you this is not to get my ego or anything. It's just that I think this is a great resource for you guys as far as information. Now, obviously, you have the home page right here that gives you a little bit of information. You have an opportunity blog we're working on. If you want to know a little bit more about me, there's a place you can click to know more about me. But the most important thing is right here, connections. There we go. Come on. And here is a place you can go. There's so many ways we can stay in contact. You can subscribe so that as we start doing our newsletters and things like that, you'll be on our mailing list, so you can subscribe there. You can connect on Telegram and chat with me on Telegram. Now, if you're having a problem with Telegram or you don't know how to upload it, here's the link right here, so you can click on that and get connected with Telegram, and then you can connect it with me. You can follow My Daily Choice on Facebook. I see that we've just done some upgrades to this, and I see it's missing the WhatsApp. I'll have to figure out what happened there and talk to my powers that be and see if we can't get that fixed. That was there last week. But again, we have Telegram. We have you can follow My Daily Choice on Facebook as far as the corporate office is concerned, so you know what's going on right from the corporate office. We're going to come back to YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook through Dale Franklin Network. You can follow. You can get a hold of me on regular Facebook, and you can join these groups on Facebook. I'm stumbling a little bit here because looks like we just changed this around a little bit, and I'm not familiar with how things got moved around. But anyway, there's the Win Network, which is all of Chris Robinson's team. So you can go and learn a lot from there. You can go to the Win Testimonials, which has hundreds and hundreds of testimonials on our products. So if people are asking you questions about how the products work, jump on there and see what they have to have for testimonials on what they're asking about. Team We is Chris Bailey's team, which is primarily out of Maryland and Washington, D.C., but he has moved to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and is working out of there too. That's just proof that this business works, because his dream was to live and work in Florida, and now he's able to do that through our company. Then, of course, we have Zoom meetings that we have on a daily basis. So here are all the list of the Zoom meetings, as far as, and there's the links, there's the IDs. If they need a password, the password is there, the times for the different parts of the world when it's happening. So again, many ways you can stay connected. So again, everything here is built basically for you guys, so you have a place to go and get information. My YouTube, I'm gonna click on that in a minute, but look right here, we have playlists. We have all the Mondays with Dale in one place. We have the Swahili subtitles. We have the Ukrainian subtitles, the French subtitles. We have some of the guests that have appeared on my calls. So again, there's so many things here that you can go to, or you can just click on the YouTube, which will bring you here to my video library of all the videos that we've done since I started doing this. And you can see there's a lot of them. The great thing about this is, if you're not able to get on this call today, you can always go in later on the week and see what was said. If you have a new affiliate and you want them to learn something from a certain person, maybe you really associate with Lennon Ledbetter or Chris Robinson or Jermaine Johnson, who's going to be speaking today, or Vegas Goss, or all the different people I've had on these calls, you can pull that video up and let your new people see it. There's also stuff in here as far as training on the back office, training on how to build internationally. There's product training on the different products. So there's so much stuff here. This is something you guys should really consider using as much as possible, because it's all the training in one place. Now, obviously, My Daily Choice has some great training, don't get me wrong, but this is just something to add to it, to help. So keep in mind that we have all this, and let me just get back out of this here. Okay, oh good, I see Jermaine has made it. Welcome, Jermaine. So that's it on that kind of stuff. Remember that Jody Levanway also sends out daily, every night she sends out a list of what's going on the following day. So if you're ever in doubt about what you might be able to see, just follow her on some of the different groups she posts on, and it'll tell you exactly what's going to go on tomorrow. So if there's a corporate, a special corporate presentation or anything like that, you're going to know about it. So just kind of get used to following up on that stuff. Meetings, just want to say a little bit quick more about meetings. obviously we have this meeting every Monday. Adrian in South Africa has meetings, I believe, Monday through Thursday every week. And then, if you guys have people you want to do a presentation for, you want somebody to help you with a presentation, you have the opportunity to work with us during a Zoom call. You can call us, schedule a time with us. Usually give us 2 or 3 days because we are kind of limited for time with the amount of people we talk to. But set a time. I can do a presentation for you. I have a pile of leaders that will also do presentations for you. So again, there's no excuse as far as don't ever say I couldn't find anybody to help me, because this is what this Mondays with Dale is for, giving you all the possibilities on how you can reach out to people and have people that can do presentations for you on a one-on-one basis, you, the prospect, and the leader. Or you can do a grand opening and have 20, 30 people on the call, and we can do a presentation for all of them. So keep that in mind. Then on top of that, we have our monthly Super Saturdays, which is usually the first Saturday of the month. Sometimes, depending on when the Saturday falls, it might be the second Saturday of the month. But Super Saturdays to me is something you never want to miss. It's 90 minutes long, and we're pretty strict about keeping it right at 90 minutes. It's usually 4 to 5 different people that are doing trainings. And so you're getting tidbits of 10, 12, 15 minutes of each person on what their background is as far as how they train, the type of training they want to do. And to me, it just flies by. And the thing is, when you have so many people speaking and so many people bringing different things, one might be talking about product, one might be talking about how to prospect, another one might be talking about the proper way to train, things like that. So I mean, there's so much coming at these Super Saturday calls that no one's going to be bored by it. It's not like you're sitting here listening to me drone on like I am right now. It just keeps moving. So certainly be on the watch for when those are, and try to make them each month. Talk about the convention. As I talked earlier, our convention starts Thursday and goes Thursday to Saturday. This is a once a year thing. It's our international convention. There'll be people coming from all over the world. And because of the COVID, it was limited this year to about, I think, around 2,500 people. So it's not going to be quite as big as we've had in the past, but the energy level is going to be through the roof. And keep in mind that we are going to be live streaming this. So if you can't make it, if you're from Africa and you can't make it, I see several people on here I know will be there. But if you can't make it, you can at least pay for the live streaming and be able to watch what's going on. And the great thing about it, they're doing live streaming this year in a special way, so that all the people on live stream are going to have their own contest above and beyond what we're going to have at the convention. So you could win money. You're going to hear about all the new products that we have. If there's specials, the specials are going to be available to you too, because you are live streaming. So again, it's something if you haven't decided to do, you should consider doing. Okay. If I were over there, what I would do is I would get 5 or 6 people or more together and get a live stream and have everybody there so they can watch it. So, but again, it's going to be a great convention. It's going to be a lot of new stuff. We're talking about brand new product lines. So again, you certainly, if you can, you want to be on it. And then the last thing I'll mention real quickly is March 24th through the 26th is going to be the next mastermind. That's going to be for everybody who's qualified for 25K or above. There's some caveats to it. You have to reach 25K at least once between now and then. You've got to be you're supposed to buy or have created personal volume of at least 500 BV each month. And but what happens if you do qualify? They're going to pay. If you live in the U.S., they're going to pay $500 towards your travel. If you're global, it's going to be $1,000. They're going to, when you get there, they're going to put you up in a hotel room. They're going to take care of the hotel room, all the accommodations, your food, everything like that. You're going to have 3 full days of hanging out with the best of the best in our company. So just keep that in mind. Something that I think you should all consider. So let's slide on from there. Now that you've heard enough about me today, I want to talk about our guest that we have on. Jermaine Johnson is I think one of the best speakers we have in our company. I consider him one of the godfathers of network marketing. He's been around a long time. He's been in multiple companies. And he's succeeded at all of them. He's a 7-figure earner. He's a minister, so he understands the power of the pulpit. And he's a phenomenal public speaker, as I said, outstanding motivator and trainer. And he's a strategic thinker and doer. And you've heard me say that before. I try to get people on this call that are both a thinker and a doer. You get a lot of people that they're great about talking about how you should do something, but they don't do it themselves. Well, he's not only has the ability to tell you how to do it, but he's already done it. He's already been in the trenches. He knows what it takes to get it done. And he has an incredible drive and a true desire to help people, whether they're people on his team or people on other teams. So please welcome Jermaine Johnson. Jermaine, are you on the call?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you. Yes. Great to see you. How are you?
I am wonderful, man. And I so adore you and just your work ethic, your commitment to keeping the main thing. And it is just an honor to be with you. So much going on, as you know, and I'm excited. Going to convention, just hearing you go over all the different things, man, that just got me fired up a little more. And so, look, I don't want to be with you all long. I am just honored to be here. I know everybody's getting ready and packing bags and planning out, but man, it is always a privilege just to be on this call, sir. And anything that I can do to give back and to serve this community, I'm always for it. So with that said, sir, I don't know if you have any questions for me.
Well, yeah, I love you. I love you. For one thing, thanks for coming on this call. I know this is a busy week. You probably got a lot going on, getting ready for convention. I can't wait to see you. I'll be there by Wednesday night, and I'll be there through Sunday. So we got to find a time to tip one to friendship here. So we will. Let's start off. There's people on this call that have many people on this call have met you or heard you before, but I'm sure there's many that haven't. So if you could start off by just kind of giving us a little Jermaine Johnson pre-MDC. Tell us a little bit about where you came from.
All right. Well, I came from my mother 49 years ago. Oh my God, man. Look, and I apologize for you all because I'm dressed up. I got to hurry to someone's birthday party and all of that. So sorry I dressed up today, all right? But
you look great.
I'm Jermaine Johnson. And just a quick Dun and Bradstreet, of course, as Dale already said, back in the year 2000, I was one of the top 5 youth pastors in the nation. I've been in Charisma, Christianity Today, Promise Keepers, been on BET, TBN. I have been a ordained elder in the Church of God in Christ, the largest Pentecostal denomination in the world. I come out of a 30,000 member church in the Los Angeles area. Currently, though, my wife and I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, where we love it. And we have 3 months of intense heat for 8 months of the best weather ever. So while you all are snowed in, we'll be at a pool party out here. No, I'm just playing. I love Arizona. It was the best move ever. Love Scottsdale. And just to answer Dale's question, look, I've been around this industry for 30 years. And I mean, as far as my personal story, I was raised by my great grandmother because my mother, and I say this in a sense to let you know, though, my attitude, I came in this world fighting because my mother had me at 16. She wore a girdle in the high school band, so they didn't know she was pregnant. And it was an embarrassment into the church family because we were a prominent family in the church. So nobody knew she was pregnant. And they took her to have an abortion. And she said an angel appeared to her in the corner and told her to get up and run and give birth to him because he has too much purpose to die. And so I was raised by my great grandmother, Christine Pearl Hall. And she raised me in the LA area by herself. I was raised on government cheese and hand-me-downs, welfare, but yet we made it. And I thank God for how I was raised and how I came into this world. And so I don't take anything for granted. all throughout grade school. I was labeled as handicapped because I have a severe speech impediment. If you haven't picked up on it yet, and you may not, so don't sit there trying to, but I've stuttered. I've stuttered all my life. I used to bite and stomp until my tongue bled. And I just believe that God has left me with a humbling habit so that if I can do this and be now proclaimed as a public speaker, a motivation, a life coach, an influencer, and when I have spoken to 30,000 some people at a time in conventions and arenas, God has just taken me. And so he uses me with this humbling habit. When public speaking is a number one fear over death, and people would rather be in the coffin than to give the eulogy. And so if people used to laugh at me though, when I was stuttering in class, and now who's laughing now? Because I've stuttered my way into making millions. And so I say all that to say, if I can do it, you can do it. And so that's just some of my background. As far as this industry, I've done everything: Amway, Primerica, ACN, XL, candle parties, shoe parties, lingerie parties. Pray for me about that one. Pray. I've done it all: Cutco, Kirby, knives, and vacuum cleaners. Man, you couldn't do that too long, selling the vacuum cleaners in Los Angeles or in Compton, California, because the whole sales pitch of selling the vacuum cleaners was that you had to knock on someone's door, take a cup of dirt and throw it in on their carpet when they opened the door. You can't do that in Compton, you get shot. So that didn't last too long. And so as you see, I love to have fun, but I love people and I love God, and I have this gift for business. Yes, I went to college. I was the first one in my family to go to college, graduate, went to undergrad, then on to Fuller Theological Seminary. And so actually I'm thinking about going back to get a degree in organizational leadership, just because I want to. I don't need it, but I want to, and because my daughter's going back to grad school as well. So her and I teamed up, and so you're the first ones to know, but I'm about to enroll in grad school. And so me and my daughter are going to do grad school together. So I'm just having fun, loving life, living life out loud, living it to the fullest. And I will say, one is because of God, but it's because I said yes to this industry when a lot of other people said no, and they focused on the negative, and they started to focus on drama. And I just chose to get away from drama, and I got around dreamers. And I know this industry can work if you work it. But the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. And so I just stayed committed. Usually though, my sponsor quit. In a lot of my companies that I've been in, my sponsor quit and my sponsor quit. But this is a business of links and anchors. And that's an old school training, Dale, that you remember: links and anchors. It's like a ship. You'll have a link that'll have a link that'll have a link that'll link you to a Dale Franklin or Jermaine Johnson. And so you just have to stay in long enough and work through people, because somebody's going to lead you to the next Josh Schwagel or the next Chris Robinson. And so a lot of times we get so bent out of shape with things going on and things we see online. And old school philosophy in this industry, Dale, is don't get mad at your money. Don't get mad at your money. And so in this industry, I've had sponsors that told me, well, you shouldn't pray in the name of Jesus. Well, God bless you. Look, and so I make no apologies for my faith, but we are a co-faith group. But I tell you that instead of me gotten, a lot of people say, well, that's not the company for me because they don't, and that's not in this company. I'm just saying, don't get mad at your money. I just reached up to his sponsor and plugged into him. And so I'm telling you all, sometimes we take ourselves out of the game because we get so caught up in drama. And stop focusing on the drama. Get away from dream killers and get close to some people that can feed your faith instead of starving your vision. And so I would say your associations are so key. And as we're going into convention, and I know I'm just answering Dale's question, but I'm doing training, look for some new associations. Look for some people that are going in the same direction that you're going. Look for some people that are at convention. That's a clue. They're at convention. Those are people you want to get around. They're on the live stream. Those are people that you want to get around. Run with people who are running, run with finishers. And so be intentional. For those of you that are coming to convention, start brand new. Make this your week to start brand new. Write a brand new journal. Bring a new empty journal to convention. And I know Dale has already taught on these things, but bring a new journal. Also, come to convention with a posture of expectancy. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's going to be your new birthday. That's your birthday. That's your new birthday. Congratulations. Happy birthday, Tina, Catherine, Alex, Ola, Elizabeth. Happy birthday. Because this, oh man, on the 20th, October, what is it? October 20th or 21st, October 21st, 2021. Happy birthday. That's your new birthday. So on this week, start brand new. Come with a posture of expectancy. Even if you're on the live stream, bring a new journal. Even if you're on the live stream, come looking for some new people to associate with and to learn from. And so I would just say, man, do that. And then also now, open up your calendar and begin to fill it up now for coming out of convention. I'm going to say it again. Now, don't wait till convention. Open your calendar up now and plan out. Plan out, because you're going to have a new attitude. You're going to have a new fire coming out of convention. So you don't want to have to wait that next week to start planning out. You want to have next week following convention already planned out, because you know you're going to come out excited. You know there's going to be some brand new things. So put it on your calendar now. You don't even have to know what it is to get excited. Woo! I'm already excited. You see that? So anyway, I say all that to say, I was answering Dale's questions, but as I'm answering his question, here's what I want you to write down. If I were going to do a training, yet I've already started training. If I were going to do a training, I would say right now before convention, decide what you are going to be. Decide what you are going to be. For those of you that are taking notes, decide what you're going to be. Well, I already know who I am. I'm Philip Reynolds. I'm Cecilia R. I'm Jason Pitwa. I already know who I am. No. I'm not talking about that. Decide what you're going to be. If you're going to be a dropout, a cop-out, a holdout, or all out. Y'all ready? Okay, you're taking notes. He asked me to give you something, so here we go. I haven't done this on the Monday call or any other call, so this is only for Dale Franklin's organization. So
love it, love it.
Here, decide what you're going to be, Tina. Are you going to be a dropout, a cop-out, a holdout, or are you going to be all out? Well, what are those, Mr. J? Okay, I'm glad you asked that. A dropout. Dropouts are people who give up. They fail to take responsibility. Dropouts are people who give up. I used to hear them say, look, if you want to be a failure, any excuse to do. Ran out of peanut butter. Oh, ran out of stuff. Whatever. If you want to be a failure, any excuse to do. Excuses are useless. Excuses are tools of the weak and the incompetent, built up on monuments of nothingness. Excuses don't explain and explanations don't excuse. So what's your excuse on why you can't do this? Please. For every excuse, I'll show you an example. So you got to decide what you're going to be. Are you going to be a dropout? People who give up, but wait, pay attention to that, and fail to take responsibility. I will say, Tina, I was that type of person. I wasted so many years playing the blame game, blaming everybody else. Well, I'm Black, so I deal with systemic racism. So, and, a lot of open doors in this society come because of complexion and connection. So I'll never get in those doors. Oh, stop playing those games, blame games. Well, I wasn't raised with a silver spoon in my mouth. So, I don't, well, nobody in my family was ever a millionaire. So why should I be? Oh, stop doing that. do that anymore, Ola. Take responsibility. Stop playing the blame game. Well, my sponsor quit. Well, I couldn't make it to convention. Well, I got the, stop doing that. Don't do what I did, because I wasted so many years playing the blame game. Take responsibility for yourself. Jim Rohn used to always say that you have to decide if you're going to be a meaningful specific or a wandering generality. Someone has to stand in the gap, Tina, and break the curse of poverty off your family tree. Someone. You know, they say it's a sad thing here in America. One mother can raise 4 children today, but 4 children can't retire one mother. You go to the Walmart, you see our grandparents still working. You go to the airport, you see our grandparents still working. It took one Oprah to change her family tree, one Bill Gates to change his. Who will change yours? Somebody's going to have to pay the price and stand in the gap. Let them talk about you. Let them tell you that you're crazy for going to Vegas, right? After we're coming through an epidemic. Let them talk about you. Why are you showing up on that call every Monday, right? Why are you on that Zoom every Monday? Let them talk about you. Let them call you crazy. They have a word for people who are rich and weird. It's called eccentric. See, when people are coming to you to ask you to pay their bill, when your brother comes to you to ask you, can you pay his cell phone bill and all these types of things, I'm that guy where my family will come to me and ask me for all the money. But then when I'm trying to tell them about an opportunity, they say I'm crazy. It's okay though. But you got to decide. Are you going to be a dropout, or the next one, cop out? What's a cop out? Cop out are people who make excuses for why they aren't responsible. People who make excuses for why they aren't responsible. Now, dropout, people who give up and fail to take responsibility. Cop outs are people who make excuses for why they aren't responsible. Well, I didn't go to a good school. I never was taught goal setting. I didn't have, it was just, and you stay in that and you just continue to cop out. They make excuses for why they aren't responsible. And the next one quickly is just simply a holdout. People who waver too long to take responsibility and move in faith and action. A holdout are people who waver too long to take responsibility, to move in faith and action. It's something about that one, because in a holdout, man, if people really knew, and I know, Dale, that a lot of us have lost close people to us. As you know, I lost one of my best friends, and I only have about 2 or 3. And I lost my best friend to COVID last year. And you got to understand, man, life is so short. Guess what, Tina? According to this strange, this little book I read, it has a lot of stories and chapters, verses. It talk about a little boy in a manger. A little guy had wise men come. It's a book I read every now and then, and it just has stories. That's all. It's just stories. But look, it's something about, in that same book, it talks about how many days that you're promised. And if you do the math on the days that you're promised, you're only promised on average 70 years. So that's roughly about 25,550 days. So then my question to all of us on this call is, how many days have we already wasted? Wow. How many days have we already just let go and didn't really do anything as it related to our goals, our business, our life, doing those things? What are you going to do with that little hashtag? What hashtag? It's not the hashtag that I'm talking about on Twitter. I'm talking about that hash in between the day you were born and the day you die. What are you going to do there? I want my grandkids to put my picture up over the mantle. I do. I do. I want them to know that he's the one that paid the price. He's the one to stand in the gap, to teach our family wealth principles, and to be an example that someone can be a millionaire in our family. People who waver too long. You know, they say 52% of people live in present fear or past regret. And I don't want to be a holdout. And it's kind of ironic, Dale, that our best way to get started in the business now is going all in, quote unquote, all in. So therefore, I guess the company's also saying, you don't want to be a dropout. You don't want to be a cop out. You don't want to be a holdout. What do you want to be? You want to be all out. How do you be all out? You go all in, you're all out. I love that. So all out is a person who owns the responsibility and just takes action. And I would encourage you that you don't have to wait until convention to decide that you're going to be all out. Even if you're doing this thing on a part-time basis, please don't use that as an excuse, because that's enough. Dale, we should just sit down and do a list of all the excuses. That used to be an excuse. I did it for some time. Well, I would be super affiliate. I would rank up if I did this business full time. I just can't do it full time. I'm only part-time. Oh, we use that excuse too. But no, even if you're part-time, because wages earn your living, profits earn your fortune. Work full-time on your job, part-time on your fortune. Actually, part-time story is so better, in the words of Jim Rohn, because people will pay more attention to you when you're earning a full-time income on a part-time basis. That's so attractive. You know, that little thing that you told me it wasn't going to work? Well, now I've superseded my full-time income on a part-time basis. Now, do you want to hear my story? Oh, that's the best recruiting tool ever. So you just got to decide, am I going to be all out? So many people have one foot in and one foot out, even after they get the all-in packages still. And that's why first thing, we got to get them a check quick. Got to get them a belief check quick. And I know Dale is keen on that. Get them that belief check, because even after they get started, even after they come all in, they're still 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So you want to get them their check quick. You want to introduce them to people like Dale and Chris Bailey and Chris Robinson and other leaders in the industry, because then you're allowing them to put their name on the line. You're introducing them to so many people, so many others in the business that have success, that now they even when they want to quit, they can't quit, because they've met too many people, and too many people now know who they are. Oh, it's so beautiful. So if you're coming to convention, make sure if you got a brand new person, go introduce them to people. Take them around, Dale. And I know Dale is good at this. He'll start taking that new person around, introducing them to Candace Parker and Robert Hollis and all the different ones. Take your brand new people at convention and introduce them to all the leaders. Put their name on the line. Tell that leader, tell Candace and Chris Robinson, look, this is Tina, and she's going to be our next 100K affiliate. This is so-and-so, and they're going to all do that. And don't use an excuse that you're not going to be at convention, because you can do that virtually anytime, all day long. So anyway, Dale, that's just off the cuff, but I just had to make a decision. I had to make a decision long ago. Am I going to be a dropout, a cop out, a holdout, or am I going to be all out? And even though I've seen this industry change, I've seen companies that didn't last. I said, in this industry, though, I'm going to be all out, because it's this industry that has allowed me to have time freedom. Many times in my life, the financial freedom to do whatever I want to do on my terms. Travel all over the world, to speak in countries like Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, Korea. It's amazing. next year we're going in March. We're going to go to the Great Pyramids because it's been something I always wanted to do. And then we're going to go sailing all throughout Croatia. Come on. I'm a boy that was raised on government cheese and hand-me-downs, and I stuttered. And in my cumes in school, they told me that I should only do blue-collar work because of my speech impediment. If I can do it, you can do this. So with that said, I love you guys. God bless you. Dale, I don't know if you had 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, but I just took one and just turned it into something. So any other questions, Dale?
You did fantastic, you know, and the thing, you know, even though we come from totally different worlds, I see so many things that we're alike on. You know, my sponsor disappeared. My sponsor's sponsor disappeared. My sponsor's sponsor disappeared. And you can look at this 2 ways. You can look at it as, oh my God, I don't have anybody to help me. Or you can say to yourself, if I'm going to be successful at this, I got to learn everything I can about this business and do it, you know? And so go ahead.
Wait, Tina, I'm talking to Tina because she's on the top. I see her there at the top of the screen. So I see Tina and Ola. So Tina and Ola, remember this. If there isn't one, you become it. If there isn't one, then it's your responsibility to become it. Tina, if there isn't a good leader around you, guess what? You become it. If there isn't a good coach, then guess what? You become it. If there isn't 100K on the team to be an example, then guess what? You become it. And so when my sponsor quit, I said, well, hey, that's just opportunity though for me. And that is something that we've been seeing, Dale, even happen. I see it in sports all the time because I'm a very avid sport fan. And like you could take James Harden. I love basketball, football, and some baseball too. I just love sports. But James Harden, those of y'all don't know him, don't worry about it. He's the bearded one, right? Yeah. And he used to be in what was one of the first big threes with Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant down in Oklahoma. And he didn't rise to his full potential until he was away from there and no longer being overshadowed and downplaying who he really could be. And so when there wasn't one to take the first pass or to take the last shot, he became it. And now he'll be one of the greatest of all time, like him or not. But if you see the dynamic there with Dale and I, once our sponsor quit, okay, I got to do the training now. I have to be the one because there wasn't. So if you're like Dale and I, you say, well, my sponsor quit. Okay, give them the gift of goodbye and say, hey, it's my time to shine. So now you got to read the books. Now you got to take the notes as though you're going to be training your team. That's what happened. And it's not, and as Dale said, it's not a bad thing. Get out the way. It's my turn.
It's the old adage, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, right?
Just stronger, brother. It does.
I would, let me shut that off. I would if I could. Okay. The next thing, and these are kind of out of context a little bit, but you know, we talked about what you've done in the past. We talked about you've spent phenomenal training. What I'd like you to tell these guys is you were in all these network marketing companies and you were successful in all of them and did very, very well and reached the top. And you came to the point where you were introduced to MDC, My Daily Choice. And I've heard you say this, you found a home for the rest of your life here. Now, once you've been in, excuse me, Bill, I'll call you right back.
Tell Bill to get on the call.
But he's a 93-year-old gentleman that I missed last week. So but But anyway, you had all these different businesses you've been in, and suddenly you saw our business, and it struck a chord. Just walk us through that. Walk us through how that happened.
Well, I want to convey this because as I tell the story for a brand new person, then they tend to ask that question that hasn't been asked. Well, then why do you have to do so many companies? Why do you have to go through so many? See, I know one of y'all said that. You just didn't ask it. But one of y'all said, well, dang, if he done that many, how many I got to do? Or what are the, well, look here. Look, first off, Dale and I, though, you know, that on average, the average millionaire tries about 7 businesses, 7 to 8 before they earn their first million. So I was on track. Now, here's what I say today, because in this industry, we have the ability to make everything sound good and all of this stuff, and ours is better than yours and all of that stuff. And so I'm going to tell you this is that one, I like to train from my mistakes, and I don't mind doing that because a lot of people won't, because it's a very vulnerable space. But I tend to train from my mistakes and my disappointments because you don't have time to make them for yourself. So therefore, I want you, Tina, to learn from my mistakes. Is that all right? Good. So that's why. A lot of times we get started in this industry based off of someone else's emotions, and we don't take the time to do our own research. We don't take the time to learn the industry itself. And I think along those years of doing other companies, I was just trying to search for the next greatest thing, or and then I didn't take time to learn the industry. I just saw a product that looked good or something that they made sound good. So over these years, I've learned a lot about compensation plans. I've learned a lot about back offices and systems. I've learned a lot about people. Because I say in this industry, Dale, you always have to have a few, there's certain things that you and I look for. One is leadership with integrity. Product that does what it says it's going to do, because you can only sell junk one time. And a compensation plan that's fair for everybody, no matter when they get started. And then a system that allows you to tap into global economics, but a proven, keyword, proven system that allows you to actually build globally. As Warren Buffett says, if you don't learn to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. And so I found network marketing is the best way, but a lot of these companies say they're going to those countries. They get you in, they get you committed. They say they're going to these companies, and they don't even have the licenses there. They don't even have the offices there. They're just selling you on what they're saying, what they want you to hear, and what they know that you want to hear. Then leadership with integrity. I've turned down companies because I had someone a few years back trying to tell me about a gentleman in the industry or a company. They wanted me to be the head at this company, and I went and I researched who the CEO was and all of this. I said, man, do you know this guy? He's wanted by, he has issues. I'm just going to be honest. He's left from every company and now is under investigation. This other CEO of a current company, he's in court now for sleeping throughout his entire company, sleeping or having relationship all throughout his company. And these people are in these companies trying to sell me on them, and they don't even take time to research who the leaders are. Why? So I researched Josh to answer your question, Dale. First thing I did, because someone came and told me about my daily choice. I researched Josh. I researched Chris Robinson. I know 7- and 8-figure earners in this industry. I know a lot of them. And your name is the only thing that'll speak of you before the grave and after. Your name. Josh's name checked off good. Chris Robinson's name checked off good. We knew some of the same people. Then I went out there and I talked with Josh, because a lot of people are just building companies today to sell them. Then you got to deal with a hedge fund group or somebody that they sold it to, or new leadership. Josh looked me, we talked, I asked the tough questions. Josh said, man, you know how old I am? At that time, Dale, he was like, what, 20, 28? He said, man, what else am I going to do? I'm only 28. Why? He said, people come in here every day trying to buy my daily choice from me. He said, why? I love this. I love what we're doing. We're finally giving them something real in the industry. And then he told me that he wants us to be the Amazon in the network marketing industry, or of the network marketing industry. So then I began to look at the products. Sent a couple of the bottles of the tinctures to some scientists that I know, some chemists that I know. I checked it out. And I know this call is being recorded, but I did. I checked the product out. And it checked out real. They said, man, this stuff is good. Whenever your chemist comes back, decided to come back and said, this stuff is good. And we went through why this carrier, what does MTC, olive oil, coconut oil, and the difference is when you use pure hemp oil. And man, they're not trying to shortcut. Then I had people down where the farms, the original farms were before we went to multi-farming. And went down there and I got people that own farms down there. I did my research on the farms and the labor. It was all good. I said, this stuff, he's doing it right. So the product, the leadership, global opportunity, he and Chris and Dale and a few others had already had success over in other countries. Josh Schwagel had already built teams over in Africa and other countries, Taiwan and other countries, or Philippines too, and all different. Man, it's documented. He had the largest team in a company over in another country. Global opportunity, he knows how to do it. And I've only seen about 2 or 3 other legacy companies that came about. Amway, of course, being the grandfather of all this. I said, can we do it in this day and age? Then I saw the systems. I said, man, this guy's a genius. This recruiting system that he put together, this back office, this, man. I used to pay up to 130, 140, 180 in one company to have all of the things that we get for free. It's crazy. So I did my research on all that, asked all the tough questions. This guy that quit, to answer your question directly, Dale, this guy that quit, the guy that introduced me to Chris Robinson, he came to me at the first convention. After that, he got sidetracked on other things, quit, went over to another company, tried to recruit half of my organization, and the organization that we had built, he probably recruited half of them into this other fly-by-night company. Went throughout all that. So I could have used that as an excuse on why I should quit. When your sponsor comes back and tries to recruit all your organization, yeah. But I didn't quit. I'm still here. And he introduced me to Chris Robinson. And because he introduced me to Chris Robinson introduced me to Josh Schwagel. And from there, I said, okay, I'm gonna plant my flag here. And that's been it, man. That was just a simple, it was during all of the road shows, and then COVID hit. But the first road shows, I was on my way to the Florida one and something happened. Then I had guests out at the Milwaukee road show. You remember that one, Dale, way back when, about 2 years ago, maybe, or man, 3 years ago. And then COVID hit. And here's the strange thing. They had just had a road show in Phoenix, Arizona, 2 weeks prior to me getting started. So they had just been here. I didn't know nothing about it. Then I get started 2 weeks after, and they say, we were just in Phoenix. I said, man, I wish I had known then, but it's all about timing. All about timing. So with that said, that's how I got started. That's how I got introduced to it. That's why I said yes, and that's why I'm still here. And a lot of leaders say, well, if there was something else better out there, I would be there. I know there's nothing else better out there because I know everything that's going on right now, the different companies. I know the leaders. I know I've been in the green rooms. I know them. And this is something with how we're doing this. This is honestly a company that can be around here for our grandchildren's children. That's it.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Thank you for that. What I wanted to get across to everyone that's on this call is the fact that just kind of what he was saying, some of us got into network marketing. We really didn't know what it was all about. So other people got in and had an idea of maybe one or two friends and relatives that were in the business. But when you hear from somebody like Jermaine, who's been in multiple companies, has been in the industry for 30 years, knows the industries, knows the owners of many of these companies, knows the major leaders in many of these companies, and has that kind of knowledge, and then chooses My Daily Choice. I think that speaks for itself. I mean, if you ever had a doubt that you were in the right company, just listening to that should make you feel at ease. And
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Every time you start talking, you hit something. I know I step on your words. I'm sorry, but I promise you, because you said it, I was in the green room back in the day, and John Addison, the CEO of Primerica, but he wasn't. That was after I was in Primerica. He was speaking at one of our company's conventions, and I was back in the green room with John Addison, CEO of Primerica back in the day, and he told me these, and I remember it until this day, Tina. He said, if it's easy, it's sleazy. Get this. He said, if it's easy, it's sleazy. And a lot of these companies come about and they want to tell you this, or they show you the big checks. There's a company that just came up, that an older company that made a resurgence about 3 years ago. And I'm not here to down any companies. I'm just here to tell you the truth. And they made this big thing. They were showing these big checks. Everybody was getting these big checks in the beginning. This old company that made a resurgence about 3 years ago. And they said, oh man, our compensation plan has increased by 400%. By 400%, our compensation plan has increased. Well, yeah, and all these leaders have big checks. Well, what they didn't tell about the story was that was their first month check of somebody. The second month, it reduced drastically. What they were doing is that they went over to China. They took the revenue from China because China did more. They did what this company had been trying to do in the US for the past 30 years. China did it in 2 years. So they took the revenue from China and put that into the US compensation plan, got everybody to get these big checks first month, and then second month, their check was about that big. See, but they don't tell you this. And because I know these things of how these games are played, they're not playing these games here. Even in this industry, and this is too advanced, but a lot of people that are in the industry know big leaders, right? Because of their credibility and they're bringing team, well, they want deals. They want deals. And I was considered, a leader in a sense. And Josh told me something that I love when I came here. And I mean, seriously, though, I've had 10,000 people directly in my organization, 80,000 indirectly, right? And so what God has allowed me to grow to, I could have came here and asked for a deal, pay me to come here and all of that. Josh Schwagel said something so sweet that I love. He said, and I didn't even ask him for a deal. I didn't ask him that. And he just said in his time of talking, he said, and the way we're building this, we're building it, whereas a lot of leaders come and ask for deals. And he said, look, if I can pay you to come here, then another company can pay you to leave. Oh, I said, what? Say that again, Josh. He said, if I can pay you to come here, another company can pay you to leave. I said, you're my type of guy. You're my type of guy. That's what I've been searching for in this industry. Anyway, Dale, I'm sorry. You touched it. And
that's, you hit it right on the button. If we were talking the stock market, we used to talk about pump and dump. You show people a big dollar value up front, and then everybody dumps it, and you end up sitting there with nothing. So if you're going to be in a company like this, you want a company that's got the integrity to do it the right way, and the thought process to do it the long-term ways. They're, like you said, Josh is planning this company for his legacy for his children 30, 40, 50 years down the road. But at the same time, because of his chess background, he's planning it step by step in many different facets, step by step for this year, step by step 5-year game plan, 10-year game plan, 20-year game plan, very much like the Japanese do when they build their businesses. And we can see how Japan is basically taking over the world as far as business. So he's doing everything the right way. So we're at the end of our hour, and I appreciate you coming on, Jermaine. I can't wait to see you in a couple of days. We're gonna have a lot of fun, man. And I can envision we're gonna be pushing a lot of information out to everybody on this call, hour by hour as we learn what's going on. So everybody get fired up. As Jermaine said, everybody get their plan in place. So when you hear about our new product lines that we're gonna be adding, you'll be ready to hit the ground running. So having said all that, once again, thanks, Jermaine, for coming on. I appreciate it immensely. For everyone else, thank you for attending. You know that I love all of you. I want nothing better than to have every one of you succeed. I want to see every one of you at a convention someday where you can walk across that stage ranked, and I can be there at the steps when you come down off that stage and give you a big hug. You'll recognize me. I'll be the guy that'll be smiling but having tears run down my face because I'll be so proud of you. So any of you that can make it, I can't wait to see you at convention. The ones that can't, let's start planning for next year. I can't wait to have a chance to meet you somewhere along the way. And I'm already trying to plan my next trip to Africa, which I hope will be right after the first of the year. So having said all that, guys, have a great week. And next Monday's call will be all about updating you on everything that we found at convention. So have a great week. I love you all. And this concludes this meeting. So have a great week.